Welcome everyone, I'm Esther Kovac and this is Amsterdam Drone Week again, and I'm very excited to have Jordi from Barcelona Drone Center here with me. We have a great collaboration, with Jordi, which we will talk about later. But for first, who doesn't know you, Jordi, what do you do at Barcelona Drone Center, just in a nutshell, and what is new at Barcelona Drone Center?
Barcelona Drone Center is a test site located nearby Barcelona, in which we are working to help any company in this sector reaching the market. And we do this through testing, through evaluation and certification processes, but also we do through doing commercial events, helping people in getting properly trained, both from the pilot side, but also doing technical workshops and so on. And you were telling me what's new about Drone Center. So we have been working now in deploying different sandboxes that may be interesting for both manufacturers and operators. One is related to 4G and 5G communication. So now we have a lot of systems to test this type of communications. We have authorizations to fly beyond visual line of sight quite easy there now, and even to test the switching between the radio link and the 4G communication link, being able to do then these transitions between beyond radio line of sight communication also. Also the same with satellite communications. We have systems to test satellite communications with different drones, more or less in the same way that I was telling. And thanks to all these technologies, what we are also deploying is the concept of remote testing. So people doesn't have to come to our test site to test their systems, but they can send us the systems.
Oh, wow.
And remote check how the testing is performing. As in the test site, we have pilots, we have operational personnel. We can set up the operation for those clients. I'll have them perform hours and hours of tests without having to travel all the way to Barcelona and staying there weeks or months.
This is very impressive. So, for example, I'm in Japan and I can test, my hardware, software, and the whole solution at your test center.
Exactly. This is the idea, and this is what we are already doing with some of our clients. They don't have to get out of the office. They just have to maybe come 1 week to make maybe the first setup, but then when everything is running, we keep in charge of all the operation, we keep in charge of the insurance if needed, we keep in charge of all regulatory compliance to properly fly in the test bed, and they only get the results of the testing, evaluation, and so on.
Digitalisation is the future, I can see even in testing. And to me, testing is crucial. I think this is one of the most important part of developing new technologies and trying to understand how is it going to work in a regulatory framework, and with the results you can prove, right? So this is I think a very powerful weapon, and if you can do it digitally, you can scale. So, this is also super interesting, using 4G, 5G, always a hot topic in the drone industry. So now I see, you are at the forefront of that as well. So when we're talking about testing, I think, and regulation, this is why we started to collaborate, right? So we started to work on this 1-week intensive course at the Barcelona Drone Center with Jordi's team and our team, of course, to develop something where people can learn the theoretical part of the regulation and after straight away try implementation at the test center, right? Mm-hmm. So basically it's a 360 course where we not only cover European, American regulatory framework, use space, and of course we will talk about certification and SORA 2.5, but we also after go out to the field and trying to test and touch and see and understand everything, right, Jordi? So this is why it's super exciting. We will do this at the test center.
Yes, exactly. The idea is that if we are talking about, for example, geofencing, it's not that we only see in a theoretical way, but then we will go outside the field, we will see how a remote ID is working, we will see a flight in which we try to breach outside this geofencing and see how the drone can react, how we set up these contingency procedures, these emergency procedures, or later on, if we are talking about certification procedures, we will see how we're operate and execute an evaluation test for level class marking here in Europe, for example, and so on. The idea is that taking advantage of having the training facilities and this test site all in the same place, we will be able to, with just walking less than 1 minute, we move from the training room to the airfield, we see the things flying, we come back to the training room, again to the airfield, and so on. So we hope this will help to get a more in-depth view of all this regulatory process that they are getting complex and complex, and it's good to get trained in them in whatever we are working on in this UAS sector, and at the same time getting it a little bit more, we can say, friendly, we can say, maybe friendly, having a little bit of outside flight, sunny Barcelona weather.
Yeah, and we're also gonna go to some, after work activities like vineyard visit. I'm not sure, but I'm sure there will be a lot of personal touch of this course, right? So it's not just, 9 to 5 you study, but there is a lot of opportunity to visit the region.
Yes, of course. So in this type of workshops and trainings, we will organize a lot of different networking activities in the afternoon. This includes vineyard visit, includes visiting some caves, some sightseeing activities in the area.
Wow.
So it's also what we call the concept of technological vacation. No? We go to learn a lot of things. We get top-level people training you. But at the same time, you discover Barcelona. You have plenty of opportunities of networking with all the other participants in the training.
Exactly, with your peers,
And I think it's can be a really good experience. It's the first time we're organizing this, but we are quite confident that people coming there will get a lot of value on the full activity.
Exactly, and I think in 1 week you can learn everything about drones, basically. So this is the opportunity to train your staff or learn the latest, with us. But coming back to drones, my last question is that, what do you think, what is next for the drone industry? What is the hottest topic when people come to your test center? What do they want to test? What is the hottest topic about testing, or trends?
I will say that maybe the main thing that we are moving quickly now is towards beyond visual line of sight operation with autonomous system. This is the things that they want to test for them in our test site, because it's still quite difficult to properly deploy, but it's what will enable all these delivery applications in a widespread way. And there is now a lot of moving around this concept, flying remotely, beyond visual line of sight, as autonomous as possible, the drone in a box concept, deploying these networks of different drones deployed in the territory that can perform different tasks, maybe even have flexible payloads. This may be the last trending things that we are seeing nowadays.
Thank you so much, Jordi, for sharing your thoughts about trends and being here with me at Amsterdam Drone Weeks. Thank you.
Thanks to you also for having this nice talk here. I'm looking forward with our training this June.